hardest part about building your ATM business isn't finding locations or managing machines. It's shifting your mindset from employee to business owner. Plain and simple, you'll have two types of friends, one that will support you and one that will protect you. Today I'm breaking down the exact mindset shift that allowed me to build a successful ATM business without quitting my job, and how these mental changes were more valuable than any tactical strategy. I promise by the end of this video, you will be transformed. When I was working for somebody else, my mindset was about getting to the job, doing the work at hand, and then punching out, and then thinking about what I'm gonna do after work. When you're a business owner, you have to be thinking all the time of how to grow your business, figuring out where are your gaps, where you're not winning, and then how to overcome those challenges, as I like to call them. So when I was in my 9-to-5, I was an ad salesman for a newspaper. My mindset was get to the job. We started work at 8:30. I got to the job at 8:25, clocked in, figure out where I'm going to eat lunch that day, and then we left at 5 o'clock. And what I did is I looked at, hey, what ads did we sell last week? Who are my customers? Then started around 8:30, start calling, maybe called at 9, nobody's in. Then waited again until maybe 9:30, started calling again, got some customers. But my whole mindset throughout the whole day is I'd make calls, leave messages. We didn't have email back in that time. So it was all about calling, leaving messages, and do follow-up calls. Rinse and repeat that throughout the day until, yes, they were gonna buy ads this week, or no, they weren't, and make a chart. Yes, they're in, or no, they're at, and then try to upsell them if they want this ad, try to upsell it to get a bigger ad. That was my whole process. Rinse and repeat, Monday through Friday. At the end of Friday, boom, I'm done. Or at the end of the day, I'm out. Did I think about work? Nope. Did I think about selling ads? Nope. Did I think about anything other than just doing my job when I was there? No. But when you're an entrepreneur, when you're in there, the mindset's different. So now let's look at that same job through an entrepreneurial lens. Number one, when I started that job, what I should have did is I should have went to my boss and said, look, it's going to take me time. I got to develop a relationship with my potential customers. So I should have scheduled a meeting with all the potential ad buyers that we've had maybe in the past year and say, look, I'm new to the position. We're selling ads. You've bought ads in the past. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. Schedule appointments. Now, are all those meetings going to be successful? No, they're going to push back. But I'm going to try. I'm going to continue. And my goal would have been, hey, let's build a relationship, because the better we always talk about it, know, like, and trust. They didn't know me. Did they trust me? Maybe a little, and that takes time. But if we would have had a meeting, they could at least knew me and maybe develop a better relationship. Business relationships help sell products. So that would have been my first step. So number two, in the meeting, I want to find out a little bit about them. I want to understand what their needs are, what they're looking for. Also want to find out, well, who else are they buying for? What other things are they spelling their advertising needs on? And were we the best solution for them? Maybe we weren't, or maybe we were. I need more information. So I would be A, developing a relationship, B, solving a problem. You have to solve a problem in business. What problem were we solving? And then 3, what problems can our newspaper solve, and how often can we solve that problem? And then we would ask for results. Hey, maybe we get some testimonials, because now when I'm courting other business owners, I'm going to use that. Yes, we had Sally Smith over here. She used our product. This is the results we got for her, and then track those results, because I can use that to sell more advertising. But in an entrepreneurial, when I was just working for them, I'm just thinking my job is to sell ads, and I wasn't thinking of how or when or why it made sense for my customers to use our product. I was just selling. So oftentimes when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be thinking, how is the benefit, and 1, 2, and 3 that I just laid out. So I call this parallel identity development. This is where you consciously stay in your full-time job, and then you're developing your business skills. Business skills take a little time to develop. There's all kinds of challenges when you're in business, because you might not be good at all the skills it takes to be a business owner. You're going to figure out, where's my gaps? And then when you find those gaps, you can develop those gaps. But guess what? You can do this all while working for somebody else. And sometimes when you're working for somebody else, some of those employers will help you. They will pay for you to develop those skills, and you can utilize that development for your own business. There's going to be times when you're going to need to get out of your comfort zone. You're not going to like every part of being a business owner. There are going to be challenges with that. You're like, maybe for you, it's bookkeeping. You're not a bookkeeping person, and you don't like doing that. Maybe it's talking to new customers. Maybe you say, hey, I'm an introvert. I don't want to talk to new customers. Maybe it's set up, and you will have to set up systems for yourself. Maybe you don't like to set up systems. Whatever the business is, I can guarantee you there will be times when you will have to do something you don't like to do, and that's part of being a business owner. Now let's get into the first statement that I made. You will have friends that protect you, or they will cheer you on. Friends, you will get this message. Oh, why would you want to start a business? You got a good job. And they're trying to protect you because being in business could be hard, and they're trying to protect you for some of those hardships of being in business. Or what they're going to do is, you know what? They're afraid that if you leave what you're doing now, you're not going to be with them very much longer. So, and they're going to do this by saying, why would you do that? That's silly, that's stupid, whatever. You're going to hear some of that. The other thing you're going to get is you're going to get the friends who root you on. Yeah, that's a great idea. You should go into business for yourself. You should get an ATM business. That's great. You could make that extra money. But keep in mind, those same people who are going to cheer you on and tell you what to, that's going to be great. When you start being successful, when you start pulling away a little, when you have some extra money, when you have extra opportunity, those same people who are rooting for you are now going to criticize you. So keep that in mind. Being a business owner, that's going to happen. Your best friends who have been rooting for you are going to start criticizing you. Yeah, you always got to go off and try to do your ATM business. Oh, you're a big man. Oh, boss man. Here comes the boss man. Things like that could happen when you're in business for yourself, so expect it. When you're in business for yourself, you never stop learning, and there is no off business. So when you go into business, always remember that. You're always learning. You're always trying to hone your craft. You're always trying to get better at your business. If it's an ATM business or any other business, you're always trying to get better at your craft, and that's going to be continuing developing your skills. So ask yourself one question. Is it my turn yet? And if the answer is yes, it's your turn. You've suffered enough. You've strived enough. You want that break. It's your turn. It's your turn to be the boss. It's your turn to make some extra money. It's your turn to take your dreams to the next level. If that answer is yes, then jump right in. Having a successful business along with having a full-time job is like having a dual identity, just like Batman. Sometimes you might want to say, I'm Batman. And the reason you say that, and I say that with a smile, because they say that in the movies, I'm Batman, is because you had that secret identity, which is working a full-time job, and then you get to be Batman when you're working for yourself. And sometimes just saying that with a smile makes all the difference. Don't let the employee mindset hold you back. Let's overcome that and grow your ATM business. If you're thinking about starting your own profitable ATM business, I want to invite you to our free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start your profitable ATM business so you can have a clear roadmap towards ATM business success. You can earn between $250 and $1,500 of passive income every single month. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Please join our ATM Mastermind group page, and we'll see you at the next ATM Mastermind video.